Welcome, everybody. And I have to say this on behalf of Bob Byram, and I just want to say congratulations. Congratulations for taking the first step towards your financial freedom today. Welcome to the call, everybody.
We're going to get started in just a minute or two. So hang on, and we have a little time. If you want to invite your friends, not if, you should. If you care about others, we're going to get started here in just a minute.
And let us know, by the way, where are you guys tuning in from on this wonderful, gorgeous, beautiful Saturday morning for some, Saturday afternoon for others, and even for others on a Saturday evening as well. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And once again, we want to thank you. We are very grateful that you're spending your most precious asset, which is your time. You're spending that time, your precious asset, hanging out with us for a little bit.
Boy, Jordan, everyone's quiet this morning.
Well, I can understand. I actually got up a couple of hours before. I needed to pump. Bob, I'm a very, very, very big coffee drinker. Some might say, hey, that's awesome. I wish I had my web camera, but it's broken right now. So I'm going to, leave my lovely photo right up there.
Hey, Jordan, I just got a text that the chat is blocked. Let me see if I can get it.
Blocked. I thought,
Let's see.
The chat is blocked.
Can you unblock it?
Well, I'm surprised it's unblocked because I could see the option for everyone. I could see the option for everyone.
Disabled. Yeah. See if you can enable it, and we'll get the party started here.
Panelists, attendees. Oh, that's right. That's on me. That's on me. Okay, now try. If everyone can go ahead and try now to go ahead and put and let us know where you're tuning in from. Once again, guys, welcome. You know that this is a live call. If we've got a few technical situations to sort out before we get started.
There we go. I was going, man, everyone's just dead this morning. No, we just blocked them.
No, we just decided, you know what? No one's allowed to speak today.
Helen from California. How you doing, Helen? Let me just see where everybody's from here.
California,
Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, Deerfield Beach. Hey, Pete. We'll be seeing you in a little bit. Oceanside, California. That's Elliot. The Villages, Florida. The Villages. Boy, you're close by. I'm down here in South Florida myself right now. You guys should have come down. It's going to be like 80 degrees and sunny. I don't mean to rub it into the rest of you, but holy cow, it's worth coming
Bob,
down.
Thank you for saying that while Denver is about to experience a cold front like nobody's business. Very grateful for those kind words.
I came down Thursday and it was snowing in my driveway when I left, and that's in Georgia. So I'm going, holy cow. But next time we have an event here in Florida, everyone's going to come. Just it'll be fun, let alone all the information. I was talking to Sal last night, and the information that we're going to be giving out is terrific. So let's do this. We are ready to go, and we're a couple minutes after. Let's get this party started. Hey guys, look at me. Hang on one second. There we go. I am live. Look, normally you see just a picture of me, but I'm live here in South Florida. Looking forward to a great event here tomorrow. I heard some people were even thinking that it was happening today, and yeah, we're eagerly anticipating a great event. In fact, I know it's a great event. I was sharing a little bit or talking to Sal last night, and some of the things that he's going to be sharing. I'm sure he's going to be sharing that with the community this week as well. But there are some surprises that are coming and some amazing statistics. And it's just, if you were on our Thursday call, our open call, he just started looking into some of those statistics, and outstanding. But we're going to talk about an overview today, and I hope that you all have guests. Did I say you all? I'm in the South, so y'all. I hope y'all brought guests today, and we're going to blow them away with information. This is an information about an overview of this project And it's just incredible what we have to do. But we have a special guest today, Mr. Jordan Rosario, and Jordan is heavily invested in this project. He's been a great help, a blessing to all of us. And he's going to be our host today. And I'm just going to be here and back up, and we're going to have a good time. You guys mind if we have a good time on this? I hope not, because we're going to get started here. So Mr. Jordan, would you come on and share this tremendous opportunity with us?
100%. And what an opportunity it was. And first off, Bob, you say that I am a blessing to this particular community. I'm very grateful for those kind words, but please do not underestimate the value that you have provided as well. Being a true leader of this community is a task. It is a responsibility. It is a duty to ensure success to the community at large. And you've certainly been one of the key pieces for that success. So please do not underestimate your value. And to everyone that is on the call, welcome to our call. My name is Jordan Rosario. I am one of our community support leaders. I am one of our tech support leaders as well. And I'm very grateful that you've taken this time on a lovely, gorgeous Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, wherever you are tuning in from, to come hang out with Bob Byron and myself. And so let's talk about exactly what we do here. As the picture so describes, our mission, our solution is to thrive in today's economy. Now, exactly what does that look like, thriving in today's economy? Of course, we all have our challenges that we're going through right now. And those challenges, most people are trying to survive with these particular challenges. I mean, we can throw up a few just off the top of my head. You know, we're all dealing with inflation. We're all dealing with higher prices. We're all dealing with, poverty. We're all dealing with war that's going on. And, there's a lot of big issues that are going on, and it can feel very daunting. It can feel very overwhelming, this particular world that we're living in. And frankly, it is amazing how we're all able to come together and be able to handle those challenges. But I know a lot of people are not just trying to survive. And Bob, you can back me up on this. Most people are trying not to survive. What they're really trying to do, what their intention is, to thrive in today's world, albeit with all the challenges that are going on in today's world.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Jordan. But, as much as the world's gone crazy in the last few years, we've had the pandemic, we've had, inflation now, we've got some decisions made at high places that have not been probably the best for our country and for your family in particular. But you know what? I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think we've seen nothing yet. I really don't. I think we're going to have a challenging year. And I don't mean to be a doomsdayer, but what in the world are we going to do? Because I think there's going to be some places that are going to get hit pretty hard. If you just look at the tech industry right now, tens of thousands of jobs of layoffs have happened. Facebook, Google, Instagram, obviously Twitter, but that might not have been a bad thing. Anyway, I'm just saying that's just the start of it. And then, where are these people going to go to get jobs and make all these things come together? Most of us, well, all of us have lived through the real estate bubble in 2008, 2009, and that was something else. But of course, our government bailed everybody out. But what's going to happen when we have that on a global scale? Think about that for a second. We have a solution. I don't know if that fits into where our slides are, but I think that resonates with most of us.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, if I can be very transparent, if I could be very adamant in this fact, no matter what the government may try to do, no matter what, at the end of the day, no matter where you fit in that side of that coin, no one is coming to save us. No one person, not one entity, not one thing can save us. What we have to do is, instead of giving the power to others to help save ourselves, we have to restore that power within ourselves. We have to empower ourselves to take the action necessary to push through those challenges and to take control of our own financial future. And what does that start with? That starts with stop trusting other people with your hard-earned money. Oh, there we go. Stop trusting other people with your hard-earned money. And for me personally, I fell into this particular trap before where I have trusted people with my own money in terms of other investments out there. And that did burn me a couple of times before. And sometimes you have to go through that pain at first to get the lesson that you actually need to make sure you don't do that again. So that's one thing. So again, we don't want other companies to trade our money for us. Most of these companies are not compliant with financial regulations. They overpromise but underdeliver, and you never get your money back. And that is a tough feeling for a lot of us that we can't afford to have these things go south for us, especially if we don't have any control of exactly what's going on in those situations. And it's the 21st.
I'm sure, Jordan, that no one has fallen into that trap where they've trusted other people with their hard-earned money before on this call. So, but for those that have, I'm sure you can relate. And we're going to talk about that, how you can stay in full control of your money, your funds, so you can capitalize on what's going out there in the markets and not trust it to other people that promise you, or they show you, oh, look, I'm making X% a day, a week, a month. Oh, I've made all this money. And then 3 months later, the whole thing shut down and you're left out in the cold. But I'm sure no one on this call has ever experienced that.
100%, Bob, 100%. And to go along with that trend of putting the power back into us, another thing that we have to consider is it's the 21st century. We are living in and I know we had talked about the tech sector a little bit earlier with its downgrade and its down forecast, but at the end of the day, I do believe that technology not only has become big for us right now, but is only going to continue to get bigger. And there's enough technology, there's enough education available to us right now in this very moment to grow our money ourselves. And we are here to show you exactly how to do that. Now, here's the big thing too. It's not just about money for me, and I'm sure this is not just about money for you, Bob. We want to thrive from anywhere in the world. I remember, back in my days before going into not to sound like an old fuddy-duddy, but going back into the job sector before I really started taking this Forex trading industry seriously, I had to show up to go to a particular office, and I had to spend time out of my day, valuable time. That time is that precious asset, that precious commodity of going to my office, going back and losing time. And Bob, I'd rather not have that. I'd rather have more power, more time freedom to be able to not only do this from the comfort of my own home, but if I want to go out to, see my family, see my friends, or just take a trip all over the country, I want to be able to still thrive in that particular sector anywhere in the world. And I'm sure you can resonate with that.
Sure. I mean, I'm here in South Florida right now, guys, and loving it, spending time with my friends, my relationships. And guess what? Monday morning, guess where I'll be? On the internet, trading with our community. And whether I'm in my home, Chattanooga, down here in South Florida, or on the beach at Portugal, if I have an internet connection, guess what? We can do this thing.
And here's the beautiful thing, and a lot of us can resonate with this fact. Mondays, I used to hate Mondays. Like, Mondays were the worst thing. I was so excited for the weekend. Now, I do like my weekends, but that feeling of being excited for the weekends has balance itself off with being, ready for a Monday because the trading markets are open. I can go ahead and we'll talk more about exactly how come that's so thrilling. But, the main message is a lot of people are, depressed about Mondays. They say, I remember the statistic that a lot of people get heart attacks on Monday, and that's such a tragic fact to reveal. But at the end of the day, we all don't like the Monday blues. Instead, we want to turn them into something positive, and that's the beautiful thing about what we do here. We can thrive from anywhere in the world, any day of the world, and any week of the world. We're not limited by our location nor the day in the week. So here's what we're going to do right here in this community, and this is what we have been doing. We're here so that everybody can learn how to compound their own money. The money stays in your control. Doesn't go to Bob, doesn't go to our project leader, Salvatore Leto, doesn't go to me, it doesn't go to, and we'll talk about longevity, doesn't go to them. It stays specifically with you. You're in control. There's no experience needed. There's a low minimum capital, and it only takes a few minutes every day. And our team has decades of real experience in the industry. I know that our main coach, and we're going to be talking about him in just a few moments here, Coach Maurice Katz, he has about 20 plus years in the trading industry. Coach Salvatore Leto, he has about 8 years in the trading industry. Ryan Dotrchak, 20 plus years. So you're getting about 50 plus years of real experience in the industry. And personally, going back to my own journey, and I've also been doing the Forex trading industry for about 2 years now. Now, I don't have as much experience as the other individuals that I have described earlier. However, what I will say is, in terms of any trading community that I have been a part of before the 8-Minute Trader community, I haven't even gotten a quarter, a fifth, a sixth, or a seventh of that experience. And thus, I'm very confident. And we're going to talk about longevity here in a moment, and we're going to talk about experience. We're going to talk about stability. But I do believe that's very important, that you get your experience from a team that has been doing it for if you combine the experience, a very long time, decades, as we had mentioned
and
before.
I'm gonna add something there too. It's not just the decades of experience, Jordan. It's the amount of time investment that's been into this. I've been over to Sal's house, dozens and dozens of times, and every time he's shown me something else. Look, we cracked the code on this and that. This is years ago. This isn't recent, as we were talking about last night as well. But their lives have been invested into helping people win. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it's not just, oh, I've been into trading 10, 20 years. It's the amount of time that's invested. It has been, because behind the scenes, you don't see that. If somebody says, oh, I've got 20 years of experience. Well, I've talked to people with, decades of experience, but they're still not making progress. We're talking serious progress. We're talking monumental progress in this multi-trillion-dollar a day industry that we're cracking into, and you can be a part of.
Absolutely. And we have created legitimate winning strategies to go ahead and tap into this multi-trillion-dollar a day market so that everybody can win. I can say this from experience that we're really focused on, because a lot of Forex trading companies, they're only looking for, and I'm not going to name names here, that's totally disrespectful, but I can say with experience that for certain companies, you can tell that only the top people are supposed to win, or that's the main objective. But whenever I speak to Sal, because we talked about Salvatore Leto a lot, and I've had the privilege to have a few private conversations with him as well. When I peer into his heart, when I peer into his soul, I can understand that his true objective is to make everybody win. And that's another energy that resonates within this community. It's not just the top that wants to see you win, but it's everybody in this community. Everybody wants to grow together. And that is super powerful when you're looking for an ideal community to take advantage of this particular industry.
Well said, man. That was well said.
And as we had talked about, our community already has a lot of success stories, and our job as a community, our mission, our duty is to pay that success forward by giving you the tips, the tricks, the tools to make sure it works for you, as well as cut out all the other stuff. I'll say that nicely, all the other stuff that doesn't work for you. So what this is not. So let's talk about what this is not first, because I do believe it's very important, for whether it's a business relationship, whether it's someone to partner with, whether you want to go into a particular industry, you have to make a list of what you want and what you don't want. So let's talk about first what you don't want. This is not a startup. We have been partnered with Longevity, and Longevity has been around for 25 plus years. It's a very stable, very sound company that is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. And also understanding that I have been in other companies that have literally either been a startup, or I have been at the tail end of that company, and they have left doing what is considered in the industry a rug pull. I know the feeling of being involved in that startup and being involved in that rug pull. It's not fun whatsoever, and this is definitely not one of those things. This isn't. And you're not by yourself. We have a community, again, I've talked about this before, but we have a community that is encouraged to push you, to help you grow, to help you develop into the person that you are destined and desire to become. You're not by yourself on this journey. I can say from experience, especially being around, Bob Byram I've had the privilege to know him for about, at this point, 7.5 months. I met him back on April 1st of 2022. What a birthday gift for me to be involved with Bob Byram and the members of the community, by the way, but that's another story. But what I love about Bob is that he really pushes his community, his team, as well as everybody else, to making sure, hey, whether it's a good day, whether it's a bad day, we need to understand that this is one step towards our desired path, and we have to go ahead and we have to keep the momentum moving forward in a positive direction.
Awesome. Yeah. Hey, I'm like chomping at the bit, and I just want to say, if you're on here for the first time, you're not getting a BS sales pitch to try to get in your wallet. We're just being real. This is about relationship. The relationships that we have with Longevity, with each other, are second to none. And that's what's driving this. Not just that we got a good idea and we're trying to sell it to somebody, just so you know.
And what this also isn't, and that's perfectly said, this is super real. And it's at the same time, it's not some long, slow, confusing journey. No, our mission, I totally believe, is to turn decades of experience into days for the community. And that's what we want to go ahead and do for you. So let's talk about what you need to do. What are the first 3 steps? Really, it's that simple. What are the first 3 steps in terms of being successful with our system? 1, you turn the computer on. 2, you get on some short live calls, the average being about 8 minutes. And 3, you learn to profit. Bob, am I missing anything else, or are those 3 steps that simple?
That's simple. Like I said, whether it's at the beach in South Florida or in your own office or bedroom, that's you hit it. That's how you start.
So there we go. Very, very, very simple. So let's talk about this first strategy, right? Because we had talked about before that we have a couple of we have a few legitimate strategies that we are sharing with the community, and this is one of them. Our first strategy is our live daily trade call. Now, on average, our trades only last between 1 to 8 minutes, and we have a over 70% win ratio since we began. Not only that, but the one person that is guiding us on these particular calls is a gentleman that I also have the pleasure of calling my brother from another mother, so to speak, is Coach Maurice Katz. I talked about Coach Maurice Katz before. He has 20 plus years in the trading industry. So he is not only, and it's not just a matter of, oh, we're just going to tell you exactly where to trade. And, we're going to, either take a buy, we're going to take a sell, which we'll talk about in a little bit here. And we're just going to collect some profits. And that's the end of our call. No, it's so much more than that. There's a bigger picture. We not only want to help you in terms of earning a balance into your account so you can compound it, but we also want you to learn as well. And what I love about Coach Maurice Katz, yes, the calls and making profit, that's all fine and dandy. The 70% win ratio, that's all fine and dandy. But I do believe each and every day that our community is a part of these calls, we have one takeaway. We have one piece of knowledge that Coach Maurice Katz gives us, and also Coach Leto, once as he is a part of those calls as well, he gives us a piece that we can go ahead and take. So you're not only you're compounding both two ways with this call. You're compounding in terms of balance, but you're also compounding in terms of knowledge, and knowledge is potential power as long as you apply that power, and that will make you successful.
Yeah, it says compound strategy number 1. Guys, this is just the start. You're looking at a 70% win ratio, couple percent a day average. You think about that, what that would do for you. Well, this is step 1. This is just the beginning of what we've offered.
Absolutely. And as I've said, every day you get to watch professionals who are trading their own account in real time. And the more that you watch, the better you will become at knowing what and how to trade. This is the definition, in my humble opinion, this is the definition of a learn and earn call. Now, that's one of the strategies that we have in terms of our legitimate winning strategies. Strategy number 2 is our Rev Alert system. Now, you can trade this particular software. It's a software that will generate buy and sell alerts. In fact, let me go back for just a second here. You will print out, as you can see on the circles, a buy here, a sell here, a sell here, and this will allow to help you in terms of looking at particular, particular signals in the market and being able to take a trade without all of the guesswork. Now, we're not going to come at you and we're not going to deceive you and say this is 100% winning alerts, right? No, you have to understand, and we're going to harp on this as you become a member of our community. There are wins and there are losses in this journey, and you have to be comfortable with both. Now, we're going to make sure the losers are cut short and the winners are kept running big, but you have to understand this one point, even the first strategy, right? Both strategies that we're talking about, you have to understand that there are wins and losses. And over time, though, we envision that you'll have a lot more wins in your journey than a lot more losses in your journey.
Well, and this is compound strategy number 2, the Rev Alerts, which is incredible. And, Sal just shared on Thursday, we had an independent person that, does the charts and all the stuff. And I was looking at it, my head was kind of spinning. And this is absolute, the alerts that we get are absolutely amazing. And yes, we can't win 100% of the time, but these are very accurate and have been doing extremely well. And we have the stats to prove that. If you want to see what that is, this coming week, Sal's going to share that with our group. He's going to share it here in Florida over tomorrow. And but the statistics that are in from an independent, wasn't somebody that was a part of this. And with the last 6 weeks, if he would have taken 100% of the trades, I think, and it was with the NAS 100, that would have been 9,000 R. And so when he said that, I'm like, nah, he's got something mixed up. And he said, if you would have just taken a 0.5% risk on each one of those trades, that would have been 4,500 R. And I went, and then people are like, woohoo, 4,500%. And so I didn't say anything, but I talked to Sal about it last night. And I said, was that accurate? And he said, yeah, it's absolutely accurate. And it's like, that is, but here's the thing. Okay. If you take the trade or don't take the trade, if you only win, and we're going to talk about, compound strategy number 3, but if you just took 10% of those wins, think what's 10% of 4,500. Now, I don't want to entice anybody. I just want to say we have something here extremely special to compound your money. And as you can see on the screen here, you've got buys, you've got sells. So guess what? If the market goes up, which, a lot of people are afraid of their 401ks, because unless the market in Wall Street keeps going up, they're not going to win. But guess what? If the economy starts to tank a bit, we can take sells, and guess what? We profit. Robert Kiyosaki said he makes more money when an economy tanks than when it goes up. So he's a pretty smart guy too. And I'm just putting out the information so you can make an informed decision.
No, I'm so glad you talked about Robert Kiyosaki, Bob Byron, because I am also a student of Mr. Kiyosaki's work, and I talk about and I
Rich
didn't mean
Dad, Poor Dad. If you're not familiar, most people are.
Exactly. And I didn't mean, I'm going to go on a small tangent with Mr. Kiyosaki, because I do believe it's important for what we're doing right here. See, there's a thing called the cash flow quadrant. I'm not going to get into it too big, but on one side, you got ES, right side, you got BI. You got employer, self-employed on the left, right side, you got business owner and investor on the right. And to make a long story short, the moral of this particular quadrant is a lot of these successful, wealthy, rich people. Again, we're not enticing anybody. We want to go ahead and just give you the big picture of what we're doing right here. But a lot of those people come on the right side as business owners and investors. And here we are wanting to ensure that we get that success by developing the skills that are going to take us to the I side, the investor side. Now, I also want to point out something. Trading is risky. This disclaimer right here, it's not just for show. Trading is risky. Your results will vary and are not guaranteed. This informational is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice or solicitation to invest. Each trade is at the full discretion of the user, and users are fully and solely responsible for their trading results. One should evaluate their own risk tolerance before trading and only trade with money they can afford to lose. And going back to our first strategy, we say this daily on and off because it's important to understand one thing. This system is not the sole make or break of you being successful. You yourself have to understand that you are wanting to put in that work. We're going to help you along the way, but you want to make sure you have to put in the work in order to be successful. And I feel that, and Bob, correct me if I'm wrong, but hard work pays off once you start to get into the system and once you start to, what's the word I'm looking for? Empower yourself with this system, but it does come from you.
Yeah, of course. But think about it. If you had a fraction, a millifraction of a multi-trillion-dollar a day industry, that would be pretty good. And we're going to talk about the value of this program in a little bit. I just want to say up front, how much do young people invest into an education so they can get a better job and move on? We're going to talk about the value of that, which they're investing their time, their money, or at least their parents' money, and to the tunes of, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in that education. So we're going to ask you to join us and invest time, learn skills. But I'll tell you what, when it comes down to the value of this program and what it can do for you, hands down, I'd do it 100 times before I'd spend a dime on a 4-year education. I'll apologize because I know there's some people that say, oh, you've got it all wrong. But, at the same token, when I see that some people that are making, 7 figures a month in trading without a college education, I would beg to differ with you.
And I'll come at it at that perspective. I know we need to move on to the next slide, but I do want to put it in this perspective as well. Bob, I know you're more fully seasoned. You have more life experience than I do. I'm 27. You know, I recently got out of the college world. Imagine being, you know, I don't want to assume everybody's age because you know what happens when you assume, but imagine being able to learn this knowledge, not only in college, mind you, but even just a few years after college. I got started on this journey at 25. Imagine, envision what would happen if at 25 you were given an opportunity to learn the system. It's absolutely mind-blowing when you think about it. But what can the Rev alerts, what can this second strategy do for you? So first, you could put this on any financial instrument that is available on MetaTrader 4. It's a trading platform that we use to take trades in the market, indices, forex, crypto. If it's on MetaTrader 4, you can use the system. Any time frame from 1 minute to the daily. So if you're one of those people that likes to take quick trades, we got that for you. If you are like me, if you're a baseball guy, mind you, I don't know if we have any sports fans here, but if you're a baseball fan, you don't mind the long drawn out trades. You know, you don't mind being patient, waiting for those trades to go through. We got time frames that will absolutely work with that style as well. This is not a, and I think this is very important too, Bob, and I'll touch up on this just a little bit. This is a one person thing and you have to fit in this box. No, this system is designed for a multitude of personalities that are out there, and you are free to express how you want to use this particular system.
Yeah, well, it's compounding. It's, you know, having your money work for you again in a multi-trillion-dollar a day industry. You know, there's nothing out there like this. You know, I've heard of other companies, oh, ours is $100 billion a year, ours is $6 billion a year, ours is whatever. There's nothing that comes close to trillions of dollars a day.
Absolutely not. Not any industry that I'm aware of is able to produce that particular volume of money per day, mind you. Now, the one
except for the people that are just printing it out of thin air, but that's one of the reasons we've got these economic problems, in my opinion.
Well, that's a whole other can of worms that we could certainly open at some point.
I can't believe I said that.
But at the end of the day, all this works. And Bob, you mentioned something called 9000R, you know, 450R, and a lot of individuals that are not, as I was before, they're not totally literate of the financial knowledge out there, so to speak, if that, for lack of a better word, may not know what that is. That's simply what we call a risk to reward. And the definition of a risk to reward, or the concept behind that, is what we had said before. We learn to keep losses small, and we learn to create bigger profits along the way. And these alerts, by the way, appear on your chart, on your computer. They can also be sent to your phone as well. Now, here's the before. Let me give you a description of the before. And here's some of the software that I believe that Bob mentioned in terms of some of the exciting software that's coming out. This is called the One Click Trader Pro. Now, exactly what is this software? What is this supposed to do? Now, for a lot of us, especially if we're just starting out, we're not going to know all these big terms, by the way. And I'm just going to list them out, but don't try to get too overwhelmed with them. You know, taking the trade, whether it's a buy or a sell, or creating a stop loss, creating a take profit, using appropriate risk management. A lot of that stuff, right, by the way, that's like a fire hose. What this does, what the One Click Trader Pro does, is take that fire hose of information and simplifies it down to you being responsible for just clicking, do you want to take the trade? Am I right or am I wrong, Bob?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you'll have your settings preset, but yeah, that's pretty simple.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. We want to make this, we want to help you guys learn. We want you to educate yourself into a bigger part of the financial industry that's out there, but we don't want to throw you to the wolves. We don't want to do a trial by fire. We want to ease you into this process. We want to simplify the process so we can help you grow in the most effective way. And to me, if I was starting out, just going back to, I don't like to harp about my experience, but if I learned about this system 2 years ago, whew, I'd be absolutely grateful for it. And so that was the before, by the way. Now here is the after. As we can see, there are instant and precise entries using the one-click trader. One-click trader pro. Can't speak today. We got perfect lot sizes, stop losses at pro levels, risk to reward strategy on every position. So a lot of what I had talked about, trying to learn all these things and starting out seem so overwhelming for the new trader. Well, we take all that confusing guesswork that you have to figure out on your own, and instead we take that amount of time you have to learn that stuff and compact it using this software to make the process easier for you guys to understand, comprehend, and grow into.
So I just want to say just real quick, for those of you that are new on here, we've just talked about 3 different strategies. 1 minute a day, we get together as a community, we trade, a few minutes a day, boom, we're done. Have a great day. Then we have these alerts that come on. Those alerts are on this screen right here. You see the sell where it went down, the buy. This is actual screens. We didn't make this stuff up. And then the third thing that Jordan just shared, which is, do you want to take a trade? Just for instance, on that buy that's in there, if it came up, said, do you want to take the trade? And you hit yes, and it trades like a pro because the settings are all set already. You've set them up yourself, totally legal because you're involved in the trade. What do you think that would have happened on that particular trade right there, or the sell, even the sell or the buy? You would have profited on both of those using this software. Now, most people can do that. We're going to learn about trading, yes, but it's what we have created is something where everybody can be involved in the financial market space, where before it was like too complicated. You had to spend a bunch of money. You had to spend 10,000 hours to learn. We've taken all the guesswork out of that with technology.
And the beautiful thing is, so we talked about our 3 strategies, and for a lot of people who understand that learning 3 strategies at once can be absolutely just overwhelming, do know you have the power to choose if you want to follow all or just one strategy, and you can still be successful. We cater to a lot of people, but we understand that, there's some people that are going to want to just take the 8-minute calls, and that's all they do, and they're successful doing that. There are some people that just want to do the rev alerts and figure it out their own, and they're very successful in doing that. Some people are going to cater to, the one-click trader pro. Just let those trades come in, let the machine do the guesswork, and you could still be successful in doing that. So you don't have to follow all 3. You could follow a 1, a combination of 2, or all 3, and you can still be successful.
Great. I'm going to make a suggestion, Jordan, because we've spent a lot of time on here. Let's start moving quickly through the slides so everyone can get about their Saturday. But I know that there's people out there just going, yeah, this is sounding pretty stinking cool. So let's buzz through it. And it's so exciting. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'd love to talk about this for an hour, but for the sake of time and our guests, let's get through this.
Of course, let's go ahead, and I know that everyone does not have a lot of time. We're not going to beat around the bush. Let's get straight into the information. So we got insane pro level settings at your fingertips. Again, removes all of the guesswork for you in terms of taking trades. Now, here's a quick compound strategy example. So let's say you earn a few percent per day, and win an average of 4 days per week while losing at least 1 day every week. This would average out to be 9% per week, 9% compounded for 52 weeks. And so in a $1,000 account balance in 1 year, again, no income claims, but in this example, $1,000 account 1 year grows to $62,000. Now, let's say you're not as skilled in that particular compounding strategy right there. Maybe you fall off just a little bit. Well, what if you can only achieve a half of this? So 32,000 for the year. What if you could only achieve 1/10 of this? Only 6,200 for the year. Most people have no idea how powerful compound interest is when applied a little bit every day over a sustained period of time. And by the way, speaking of, in $1,000 account in a bank savings account, how much do you earn per year? I guarantee you it doesn't even come close to those numbers right there. I guarantee that that interest rate is so low. But with that being said, let's review again what you're getting in our community. So first, our daily 8-minute trading calls. I don't even think this is the right value, by the way. I think it's so much more than the prices that we actually got put onto the screen right here. But our daily 8-minute trading calls are valued at $3,000. Our trade alerts 24 hours a day, including all future software updates, that's valued at $1,500. Trading Academy is $300. Trader psychology classes with Dr. Luis Arriaza. I don't want to end this call without mentioning how powerful our compound psychology classes are, and the amount of insight and the amount of knowledge and the amount of wisdom I gain from listening to this man every Thursday, and what an incredible job he has been doing with the Think and Grow Rich classes as well that he has been hosting. Our advanced MT4 interface, $500. A live alert analysis call at $500. Build a personal trading plan for $200. And by the way, do not discount that trading plan. That is going to be absolutely important, absolutely crucial to your success. If you fail to plan, you do plan to fail.
Hey, and I just wanted to add this, we see all these things, people know how that works, where it's like, okay, this is valued at this, and the one time only at this. I'm just saying, in comparison, I look at all these things too, and I say that I shake my head. I go, this is ridiculous, to get a personal trading plan for $200 is like, you got to be kidding me. That's stupid. What I like to compare this to is not what the value of this is, but what would it cost you if you went to college? And I know a lot of us are beyond the university years, but what would it cost? I don't even know what it costs anymore. 20 grand a semester, 50 grand a semester, depends on the school you go to. I like to compare it with that and what you get on the backside of that. Yeah, you might get a job, you might not. The statistics are that whatever the job is that puts you through school is the career that you're going to end up with. But I'm just saying, after $250,000 or whatever has been invested in that, that's what I like to look at in the next 4 years, because this is a long-term win. This is not just a fly by night. Let's see what we can do for the next, 3 to 6 months. This is like the rest of your life. So I like to look at it from the value of the big picture, not just what we're saying here, that this is valued at this. So anyway, back to you.
I completely agree. I completely agree with those sentiments. What is, instead of looking at the cost of going into this program, I look at it as what's the cost for not being a part of our community, that unstated cost. However, with that being said, all of this, it's the screen says it's valued at $6,800. And frankly, if I have to be transparent and very adamant, this value is not even close to $6,800. From the knowledge, information, insight I personally have gained, as well as our community members have gained, this value is not even close. But with that being said, it is not $6,800. Instead, the price today for being a member of our community, for not only taking those first steps, but actually going along this journey, for that journey today, is at $600 with $200 per month after that. And again, we talk about the cost of joining in our program. Also understand the cost for not joining this program. And I remember this particular piece of wisdom from Dr. Luis Arriaza. Some of us are going to look at that cost right there and say, wow, that is a lot. And some of us are going to look at this cost and say, wow, that's so cheap. That's like a very, very, very big discount. And I can't answer which one of those sides you fall under. That is something that you'll have to answer for yourself. And so with that being said, we need to now answer the question, what's next? Well, this is what I would recommend. This is what I would advise you to do. I would go over to the person that invited you to this call. First, tell them, thank you. I'm super grateful that you have allowed me to come to this particular meeting. And then afterwards, say, what's next? How can I join this community? What are the next steps I need to do to help make sure that I can move forward in my financial future?
Awesome. Well, hey guys, appreciate you coming on a Saturday here. We're going to move about our day. We've got a big event here in South Florida that we're looking forward to getting all the information. But here's the bottom line with everything. The financial markets are going to be there with or without you. We're going to profit with or without you. It's just a matter of making a decision. Do you want to look more into this? Get back to the person that invited you to this call. Come out to our events. We have live calls where you can see what we're doing every couple of weeks, and come on for free and check out what we're doing. See how we're benefiting our community. But the bottom line is this: we can show you the how to, but not the want to. That's got to come from you. So if you see something here that's intriguing, interesting, you think maybe there's something to this. And as we said in the beginning, our economy, our world is changing. What is your plan in moving forward? I would say to you guys, you owe it to yourself and your family and your future to look into this closer. And we'd love to have you join us. Blessings to everybody. Have a terrific weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
Yes, and I love that excitement. We'll see you on Monday, because that's exactly how I feel about Mondays moving forward. Everybody, thank you
Is it
so
Monday
much.
yet? I always say, is it Monday yet?
Now that's facts right there. That's 100% facts. Everybody, thank you so much for being on our call. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful Saturday, and we will see you on the other side on Monday for our market open call. Thank you very much, everybody. Super grateful for you.
Blessings to you.